Crisis? What crisis? There are now as many millionaires living in the Asia-Pacific as there are in Europe. That's the finding of a new wealth report, which also shows the number of Australian millionaires growing dramatically last year. Simon Palin reports.
Monaco, Zurich, Luxembourg, all stereotypical locations for the world's millionaires to reside. But new research shows that the number of millionaires in Europe is now equal to that of the Asia-Pacific.
When you think about it, there are approximately 3 million millionaires in all of Europe. And right now in Asia-Pac, there are approximately 3 million millionaires as well. And we expect over the next year or so for Asia-Pac to exceed Europe.
The wealth report by Merrill Lynch and Capgemini classifies a high net worth individual as someone earning at least $1 million a year. The number of them in the Asia Pacific rose 25% last year as economies in the region power back up after the global financial crisis.
That's a huge figure. We are actually at a point where we are better off than we were prior to the GFC in terms of the total number of high net worth individuals. It's almost as if 2007, 2008 didn't happen.
The Asia-Pacific growth story has been driven by strong equity markets and solid GDP growth, particularly in China and India. Japan is home to 54% of the region's high net worth individuals. In second place is China with 16%, and Australia comes third with 5%, ahead of India, even with its population of over 1 billion people.
We are doing very well. I mean, when you think about it, there are 23 million people in Australia and we have 174,000 millionaires. That's very impressive.
Australians were the heaviest real estate investors in the region, with 40% of high net worth individual assets held in property. The report also found millionaires in developed markets like Australia prefer luxury collectibles like prestige cars, yachts and jets, while those in developing markets go for jewellery.
In Australia, we're a long way away from everything, so jets make sense. We've got a great coastline and lots of harbours and yachting opportunities, boats do too, and same with cars. Conversely, in Asia, there is a very strong culture of the bling, to put not too fine a point upon it, and prestige and it is somewhat defined by the jewellery and the watch that you wear.
Future analysis of Australian wealth in general could be made harder if big business gets its way. Peak business bodies are joining large companies in calling for a watering down of disclosure requirements on executive pay. Both the Business Council of Australia and the Australian Bankers Association say they support the reporting of actual remuneration, but they argue that revealing the book value of long-term incentive packages leads to confusion. In a statement, the ABA says simpler disclosures will better enable shareholders to make informed decisions about the remuneration arrangements in an organisation. But shareholder groups say disclosures should not be driven by short-term corporate considerations.